Ron Van Dam, living proof that there is life after 40 for retired male strippers. Shake that thing, big dog, you still got it. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Ron Van Dam is an experienced talk show host. Do not attempt to try this at home.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
What do you want now?
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
God, you're constantly bothering me to do a show. I don't know. Burden's on me, it seems like. All you have to do is just sit there and listen. Me, I have to prepare a show, which takes like 72 hours to do. I have to put pants on. I gotta do a lot. You sit there shoving popcorn in your mouth. I don't think this is fair. And it costs you nothing to listen. This is absurd. Hey, who thought of this? All right, I know what you're thinking. Get your mind out of the gutter. How you doing? Good to be with you. Well, happy day to you. This is going to be a wonderful day. I don't know why. It's just if you say it enough, if you say things over and over again, they tend to come true because you talk yourself into it. So I decided when I get up in the morning, besides just looking in the mirror and getting really depressed, I just say to myself over and over again, this is going to be a wonderful day. And by the end of the day, not so much. But at least through the day, I thought it might be. That's called optimism in a world of pessimism. Thank you so much. Please hold your applause to the end of the program. I want to talk about something today that I don't understand. In a sense, it pisses me off. In another sense, I don't understand why I'm pissed off. Here's what it is. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, this is horrible. And, we got people listening all over the world to this podcast, so that's nice. But you've probably heard of this. Actor and screenwriter Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered by their son. Allegedly. Horrible. I mean, you can't imagine. I guess they got into an argument over something, and the son just lost it. He had drug problems and was homeless for a while, and just like, he's messed up. He's just messed up. Couldn't pull it together. Had every opportunity to pull his life together with his family atmosphere supporting him. But, I mean, the guy just, mentally was not really to be that. So he gets into an argument with his parents, apparently, after going to a Conan O'Brien Christmas party down the street. And he stabs his parents, Rob Reiner and Michelle, in the neck, and they die. Horrendous. The whole world mourns this tragedy, except for Donald Trump. He just laid into somebody. It's all Donald Trump does. He just lays into people. Empathy, can't even spell it, can't even do it. Anyway, this is not a political program, but that is true. Okay, so anyway, Nick Reiner, the son, is arrested on suspicion of double murder. He hires one of the foremost attorneys in the country, Alan Jackson. And in doing so, everybody started saying, how can this down-and-out guy who was homeless, who murdered his parents with drug problems and stuff, how can he afford the highest profile attorney in the country? And the answer is, I couldn't believe this. He's paying the attorney through his parents' estate. So wait a minute. What? You killed your parents? Now you're defending yourself with your parents' money? Yes, that's what I'm doing. What? Now, obviously, what else can he do? Every person in this country is, has a trial to defend themselves in the court of law. Actually, that's only for rich people. Let me take that back. If you're rich and you have a lot of money, you can get these high-powered attorneys to either get you off completely, or your sentence is just not as bad as it could have been otherwise. If you don't have money, or even if you don't have much money, you're screwed. Whatever happens, your ass is grass, baby. That's the country we live in. Yeah, there's free attorneys, through programs and things, but nothing compared to high-powered attorneys. I mean, they can take care of you. So here's a kid, murders his two parents allegedly, and takes their money from the inheritance, and hires a high-profile attorney to get him off of the very thing that he did with his parents' money. So in other words, you murder two people who are rich, you get the inheritance, and then hopefully you can walk away free saying, I was crazy. You knew I had drug problems. I was crazy. I lost it. I'm sorry. Crime of passion. Sorry, my mistake. My bad. Well, that's for a jury to figure out. I just find this to be an incredible dichotomy of ridiculousness. Apparently, if Nick Reiner, accused of murdering his two parents, if he is convicted of this double murder, then he doesn't get the money. If he's, but just to go to court and to defend himself, he can indeed take his dead parents who he murdered's money and defend himself for the very thing with their money that it's just I don't know how to explain this. It boggles my mind. It takes those little things in my head and screws them all up. And like, what the hell's going on? That's it. What the hell's going on? It's an amazing thing. I'm speechless. I can't believe this is possible. Well, everybody is, can have a fair trial and, that kind of thing and be defended in a court of law. But again, if you have a lot of money, especially if you, here's the deal. If you murder your parents and they have a lot of money, you can take their money and defend yourself and possibly not have to do anything about it. It's just, why don't you just take money, give it to the judge and say, here, judge, here's a couple of $1 million that I was going to give to the attorney. This is for you, for the court system, whatever charity you want to give it to, and we'll just call it a day, okay? How about that? That's basically what's happening here. I don't have anything against rich people. I really don't. A lot of them worked very hard all their lives. Even if you're the son or daughter of parents who are well off and you inherit, that happens. That's the spin of the roulette wheel. Good for you. But if you take this status and you're not treated the same way that people who don't have money are treated. I mean, yeah, all right, you can get a table at a restaurant without making a reservation. You can walk in and say, oh, I'm Mr. Oh, okay, please, here's your table. Oh, I'm Mrs. And I own this car. Oh, please, here's your table, Mrs. Missy. That's okay. I don't care if you get into dinner before I do because I don't have any money. So you get your table at the restaurant and I have to wait another hour. I can live with that. But at least I'm getting into the restaurant and being served the same food that you eat. Maybe I'm not having the $100 filet mignon, but I'm eating a pretty good burger and I'm pretty happy with that. That's okay. But if rich people get off, not sexually, if rich people get away with things, and you don't because you don't have money, that's like, okay, maybe that's the way it works. but I can be pissed off. In other words, don't take your money and your status and your power and shove it in my face. That's all I'm saying. Go have your little estate somewhere on a hill in an expensive $20 million home. Go have it. Go have it. Good for you. Good for you. I can't live in that kind of house, but I can live in a house, not as good. Okay, I'm still going to live in a place. But you can't shove it in my face. You can't shove that deal in my face and expect me to go, oh, okay, fine. So do I have some type of, ill feelings about rich people? No, I don't. No, I really, really, really don't. But if you get away with stuff like that, like legal stuff, you can drive a better car. Good for you. I can still get to where I'm going in my car. Okay, fine. Good for you. I get that. But if I'm in legal trouble, my ass is on the line. I want the same opportunities you have. You can't buy a high-powered attorney. You're not allowed to do that, because then you're manipulating the law. Your chances of getting away with it are like 20 million times better than the common person. And I don't like that. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, begins with a T, and he said I could basically murder somebody in the middle of New York and I can get away with it. And it's true, but I'm pissed about hearing that, and I don't think that's fair. It's not right. If someone doesn't believe what you believe, you have a right to ruin their lives. I don't think that's fair. And it's about time that the American public, and people all over the world, if you can do this, if you can get away with it, it's about time that regular people just stood up and said, you can't do this anymore. We have to make things more fair for everybody. Well, I have a lot of money, so I can get the best doctors in the world. Well, I don't have any money. I'm probably going to die with that same disease. That's not fair. If it's a life and death situation, that's not fair. And I'll tell you something. If I won that Powerball thing, oh my God, what the hell is that thing? This is a national lottery or something? What the hell is that? I take my chances to win $70 billion or something, whatever that number was. Some guy in Arkansas won that recently. I don't want $70 billion or whatever that prize was. I don't want that. That would ruin my life. Give me 3-4 million. I'll be happy. Thank you very much. Leave me alone. Just give me 3-4 million. Leave me alone. Yeah. Well, Ron, if you had 3 or 4 million, would you use it to defend yourself in a court of law? I don't know. Stop asking me those questions. If I did, I wouldn't shove it in your face. But getting back to my original thing, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm so glad the president is building a large ballroom in the White House and has people over to his house in Mar-a-Lago for these rich tuxedo ball and gala things, while I'm sitting here in my underpants eating a bowl of popcorn. I like popcorn. A little too salty usually, but I like it. I don't mind sitting around eating popcorn. But anyway, I mean, okay, that's the spin of the wheel. But don't shove it in my face. Don't show me pictures of you having a great time when I can't eat that steak because I can't afford it. Beef, my God, why is beef so expensive? I don't know where it's coming from, but I know the cows are doing very well. They are. Their meat is very, very expensive. I saw 2 bovines walking into an expensive condo yesterday. And they actually bought the place. Cows are doing very well. Cows are financially doing just fine because they charge a lot for their meat. I'm not sure that's the way it works. I don't know if cows are making out okay, but I think human beings are exploiting the cow's meat, and I don't think that's fair to the cow. I think the cow should be somehow benefiting from the price of beef. I know that's absurd, but why? Why is it so absurd? There used to be a show on television when I was growing up called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. It was hosted by a guy named Robin Leach. He was a British dude. Hey, I'm Robin Leach. He sounded like that. I can't do impersonations of people. I can do impersonations of bovines who have a lot of money, but not people. So Robin Leach, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and it would be on all the time. And what Robin would do, he, with the camera crew, would go into these opulent estates of celebrities, politicians, really rich business people, and you would see these golden staircases and golden toilets and this opulent gilding all over the place, and these huge rooms. It was opulence, and as I watched these things as a kid, I said to myself, what are you trying to do? Piss me off? Is that what you're trying to do? Show me all the things that I will never have. Show me all these rich, expensive cars that cost like $500,000. Show me those cars, 10 or 20 of them just sitting in a 50-car garage next to the estate near the horse carriage barn. Show me the things that I will never have. Show me the things that I will never experience because I'm a poor schmuck. What a wonderful television program that was. And it made no sense. And it was a very popular show. What is it about us Americans or that makes us so gawky? We're just gawky. The British have this with their, the royals, the king, the queen, the prince, whatever, the frogs, whatever they have over there. These Buckingham Palace and the changing of the guard, and when indeed, what do they really do? Nothing. They have nothing to do with the government whatsoever. I don't understand their purpose in this day. I do understand when they used to rule the kingdom, that I get, but now they don't rule the kingdom. They're just like status symbols, and yet people love the royalty. What? What? Can't you see what's going on? Can't you see your reaction to this stuff? You should be pissed. I can't tell you how to feel, but I think you should be pissed. I have no problem with opulence when opulence gives to those that don't have opulence. I mean, if you do very well and you have billions of dollars, I guess it's not your fault. You just did really well. Good for you. Kudos to you. No matter how you did it, good for you. But don't shove it in my face. Get your stuff out of my face. Do you have a lot of money in the stock market? Because the economy's doing really, really well. If you're in the stock market, and you can't just have like $100 or $200 or $500 in stocks and expect to make that much money or really any money. But if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars into the stock market, you're probably doing okay. It's a rich person's economy is what it is. So how are we supposed to feel? How are we supposed to feel when we can't afford beef? You might say, Ron, what's your beef? Ironically, that. I got to tell you, I like a good steak every once in a while. Not good for you. A lot of iron in it, though. It's probably okay. I like a good hamburger. Love those burgers on the grill in the summer, that kind of thing. That's fine. But to be honest with you, when I go to the supermarket and I look at the beef, I pass it over. I go for the stuff that's less expensive. I don't buy the beef. It's too expensive. And, like many of us, we have to watch our dollars. Maybe it's not so bad that we don't know where our next meal is coming from, but we certainly tailor our meal to the point where we're not going to spend opulent amounts of cash to eat a hamburger. So, Nick Reiner, good luck to you. But I don't get it, Nick. Not getting it. Not feeling it, babe. Not feeling it. I know. What choice do you have? I get it. I get it. Still, whatever. Okay. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, my guests will be joining us. But first, there's this.
Do you throw boring parties? Do your guests stand about with tepid drinks in their hands, vapidly striving for anything interesting to say to anyone? Do they glance at their watches around 9 p.m. and say, "Oh, look at the time"? Your parties need something, and you know it. Your parties need me, Thompson St. Thomas, fancy bastard. For a gentlemanly, prearranged fee, I will arrive fashionably late to your party, bringing with me that dash of irresistible British charm and a soupçon of the joie de vivre of the French. Soon I'll have your guests regaled with stories of my vacation villa in Saint-Tropez, my zany youthful adventures in boys' school, and that one time I met the prince. Quite a story. For an extra fee, I could be the cheeky one, telling blue jokes and winking roguishly at all the girls. Got a piano? I've got a repertoire, because what English gent can't just sit down at the Ivories and knock out everything from a raucous pub tune to a bit of Gershwin? I know I can, because I'm Thompson St. Thomas, fancy bastard, and I'll see you at your next party. What time shall I arrive?
Joe Bruzek joins us now. He's managing editor-director, Cars.com, and we're talking about a survey and some information on cars that are available for a lesser price than you thought they would be. These are cars under $30,000, I understand?
Hi, Ron. Yeah, we're looking at new cars under $30,000, and the average price of a new car is $50,000. So we really wanted to find cars that we recommend for under $30,000.
It's amazing to me, and I've only found this in the past few years, that those cars that are under $30,000 are almost as well equipped as the more expensive ones, just as comfortable. They get you from here to there. They have all the safety features. It's kind of nice to hear this for a change.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting a ton of technology, a ton of safety for the money.
Yeah.
One of the big pieces that unlocks, a lot of capability in a new car is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Mm-hmm. Now, these pair with your phone, and you get your apps and your podcasts and your text messages and voice and navigation, all of that through the car, where it's easier to use. And that's standard on a lot of these cars. Now, you're not going to be getting massaging seats and perfume dispensers at this price range, but you are getting, the core features that we think shoppers should have in today's market.
Yeah, I mean, it's I see the car commercials, and most of the cars are like, it's $600 a month to lease or buy, and it's like, excuse me. I don't have that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But on the other hand, others are just 100 or a couple of hundred, and that's very satisfying now. And the competition apparently is pretty heavy too. What did you find some of these models to be? Yeah.
So we found that cars like the Honda Civic have a whole lot of value in mid-$20,000 range. And one of the things about this list is we wanted to find cars that were actually out there. You mentioned those ads that you see on TV.
Yes.
Well, there's the fine print that says, well, it's only on this one vehicle that's in the middle of the country that you can't have. Right. But really, we wanted to find cars that are easy to find. And so we looked at average pricing on dealerships to find cars that are available. So cars like the Honda Civic, the Hyundai Sonata, the Toyota Corolla, these are all cars that are out there. They're good. They pass our expert reviewers, testing and meet a minimum safety standards as well that we want from cars that we would recommend.
Yeah, it's amazing the features that are available, and they are all really safe. I mean, got features that other cars don't even have, or the same as they do in the higher price cars. Definitely the case. Also, they seem to be designed differently as far as the cabin and the roominess is concerned, even for a lesser price car.
Yeah, so what's really interesting is, we talk about subcompact cars and compact cars, and you may think that this is like this little clown car that's going to be tough to live with, but that's not the case at all. Right. Subcompact and compact cars today are about the size of mid-size cars, 10 to 15 years ago. So you're getting a lot of space for the money. You can fit car seats back here for families. There are SUVs and hatchbacks on this list that have a lot more cargo versatility than sedans. So, you're not driving around in a dinky little car. These are substantial vehicles that you can find for sub $30,000.
It's funny you say that because the sedans used to just have a trunk, and those were the lower priced cars, and the SUVs started to get up in price. And now it's the compact cars that are really SUVs, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've seen consumers have been asking for SUVs. They want something that's bigger, safer, et cetera, et cetera. So there aren't like tiny little hatchbacks anymore. What you're finding at the entry level of the class are entry-level SUVs have replaced those, small sedans. And, there are two SUVs on our list, including the Hyundai Kona and the Chevy Equinox. And the Chevy Equinox is a compact SUV. That's the size of a Toyota RAV4 or Honda CR-V. And that car for under $30,000 comes with a heated steering wheel and heated seats.
Wow, cool. Okay, here's a magic question, because you're a Cars.com kind of guy. What's the best time of year or month to buy a car? And it does make a difference, I think.
It does. Yeah, we're in it right now. The end of the year is a great time to buy a car. Basically, anytime dealers are motivated to sell is a good time. So end of month, end of year. Also, when you're looking at a particular car, like let's say you're interested in the 2025 Hyundai Sonata, you want to find that time when it's switching over from the 2025 to the 2026, because then you can typically get a deal on the outgoing model. But what you have to know is that doesn't happen at one time during the year anymore. That can happen throughout the entire year depending on that car's life cycle.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes those year cars can come in, you're right, into February, March, maybe even in the spring before you even see them. That's and the difference between the years is sometimes negligible.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, they could change the name of a color from dolphin blue metallic to, aqua blue metallic, and that's what's changed for 2026. So it's still really good to, buy the 2025 at a deal.
Yeah. Let me ask you quickly about interest rates. You buy a car and you're paying like 9-10% interest rate, and then 2 days later the cars put out a promotion interest free. Like, what do? You just got screwed, or what can you do about that?
Yeah, we really recommend shopping around interest rates. Yeah. So, what one provider tells you may not be what someone else does. And so we always recommend shopping around for the best interest rate. Come prepared with that information, so like where you stand. As far as like whether you missed a promotion or not, there's all sorts of fine print there that you'd really have to dig into. But as far as interest rates, there is a lot you can do ahead of time to make sure that you're getting the best interest rate.
Yeah. A lot of people are going the Cars.com route these days.
Yeah, well, you can find more information on this list, as well as our expert reviews and testing at cars.com/news.
Perfect. Well, when you go into anything of that type of size purchase, you got to be educated and you got to know what you're doing. And this is how you educate yourself, by going there. Hey, my friend, it's been a pleasure speaking to you. Well, that'll do it for me today. Thank you to you, and thank you to my guest. I'll be back again the next time a weekday rolls around, which could be rather soon. I really don't know. I haven't looked at a calendar in a while. But until that time arrives, I wish you peace.